So if you're enjoying, appreciating, benefiting from this series of short talks by Padmavajra on the life and liberation of Padmasambhava, him channeling these lightning flashes from the blue beyond, then please do consider making a donation to Padmaloka. We're still in uncertain financial times. This year we lost our main source of income, our retreat income, and even though people are starting to return to Padmaloka now, our costs have considerably gone up, given the various measures that we have to put in place. So although we've benefited enormously from people's generosity throughout the year, we really need to keep that stream of generosity flowing. So do please consider giving what you can. You can do that by following the link that's attached to this video or beneath in our YouTube channel, or visiting our website and making a one-off donation or taking out a monthly standing order. Thank you.
Again yoginam changsam Padma kesadong bola Yatsen juging arumye Padma shung neshe sudra Godu kanduru mangpuko Kiki jesudak drupki Jingi rapchi shek susol Guru Padmasambhava Om ahum vajra guru pema tutrensa Vajra samaya jasiddhi phalahum Om ahum vajra guru pema tutrensa Vajra samaya jasiddhi phalahum Om ahum vajra guru pema tutrensa Vajra samaya jasiddhi phalahum Om ahum vajra guru pema tutrensa Vajra samaya jasiddhi phalahum Om ahum vajra guru pema tutrensa Vajra samaya jasiddhi phalahum Om ahum vajra guru pema tutrensa Vajra samaya jasiddhi phalahum Om ahum vajra guru pema tutrensa Vajra samaya jasiddhi phalahum Om ahum vajra guru pema tutrensa Vajra samaya jasiddhi phalahum Kema, the pinnacle of all the teachings is this self-liberated wisdom of the peaceful and wrathful deities. It is the supreme essence of all unexcelled secrets, the method that liberates into great bliss those who suffer. It is the spontaneous attainment of Buddhahood right now. It is the meaningful essence of the wisdom of the victorious Buddhas of the three times. This condensed elixir is like the refined essence of butter. It was concealed by Padmasambhava of Urgyen as a precious treasure to be written, but not disseminated for the benefit of future generations. I put this teaching in writing and concealed it at Gampo Mountain. At some point during the degenerate age, my supreme and worthy heart son will come. His father will be a siddha named Nida. He who will be called Karmalingpa will have religious courage. As a sign of his revelatory pristine wisdom, his thigh will be marked with a mole. He will be born in a dragon or snake year into a heroic lineage possessed of good karma. May this teaching connect with this fortunate being. So this is Padmasambhava, Guru Padmasambhava, Guru Rinpoche speaking. This is Padmasambhava telling his disciples of a great teaching, a great treasure teaching that he will hide away for future generations to practice. He also tells us about the Turton, the treasure finder, who will reveal the treasure for future generations. He tells us specifically about Rigdzin Karma Lingpa, who discovered and revealed the cycle of teachings called the self-liberated wisdom of the peaceful and wrathful deities. What are these Dharma teachings, these treasure teachings? And who are the Turtons, the treasure finders, the takers out of the treasure? This tradition of treasure teachings, of Dharmas and Turtons, treasure finders, is an extraordinarily rich, important, inspired and inspiring tradition of Tibetan Buddhism. The tradition is that in the 8th century in Tibet, Padmasambhava not only taught the people of that time and that place, he did so much more. He hid teachings away for future generations. He hid teachings for those who would come after him and after the people of his time. Those people who would need a way of practicing fully attuned to their time and place, to their particular circumstances. In fact, so much of what we know about Padmasambhava, what we associate with Padmasambhava, actually comes from Dharmas, from treasure teachings, emerging in about the 11th century. The life and liberation of Padmasambhava is a dharma, a treasure teaching. And the treasures are not just texts, though the texts are extraordinarily important. They are also sacred objects, images, ritual implements, all carrying the blessings, the magical power, the magical potency of Guru Padmasambhava. The treasure texts are not necessarily great books dug up from the ground or found in a cave. Frequently, the treasure texts are in the form of yellow scrolls with a special coded language known as Darkini language written on the yellow scroll. And that code, when found by the Turton, the treasure finder, activates something buried, hidden in the Turton's consciousness. So we speak in the Tibetan tradition, in the Terma tradition, of earth treasure and mind treasure. The Dharma of Padmasambhava is found not just in the earth, but in the depths of the mind. There is sometimes described a space treasure. The Turton, the treasure finder, is regarded as an emanation in a future age of one of Padmasambhava's great disciples. One of the things that isn't often mentioned about Padmasambhava, though it is mentioned in the tradition, is that Padmasambhava created a sangha. He created a spiritual community. He created a community of practitioners, of yogins and scholars and translators, bodhisattvas, men and women practicing the Dharma intensively. He transmitted the Dharma to them. He poured into them teachings and practices, as well as the essence of non-dual primordial awareness itself, his own mind itself. Within all that, teachings were hidden within the mind depths of these great disciples, hidden away so that one day in the future, at the right time, when the auspices were present, those teachings would explode, as it were, within the Turton's consciousness. So the Turtons are the disciples of Padmasambhava. But in another sense, they are emanations of Padmasambhava himself, because in a sense, through their practice of Guru Yoga, They are united with him. In the Guru Yoga practice, you unite, you attain union with Padmasambhava and the Gurus of the lineage, so that you carry on the inspiration of the lineage coming from Padmasambhava on into the future. Let me read you, though, what Sangharakshita, Urgyen Sangharakshita Bhante, has to say about the Turton, the treasure finder. Some of these treasures are books, but there are other treasures that are rather strange things, odd things. There is a very interesting chapter in the life and liberation of Padmasambhava which deals with these dharmas, these hidden and secret things. This chapter tells us that dharma are not just books or material objects. There are many kinds of dharmas. There are mind dharmas, treasures hidden in the depths of the mind. There are dharmas of kings, dharmas of males, dharmas of females, even dharmas of hermaphrodites, and so on. So dharma begins to mean something very strange and very mysterious. It is not just a book tucked away in a cave, though it can also include books tucked away in caves. It is something different, more general, more elusive than that. We are told that there are in fact 18 kinds of dharmas. Whatever dharma are, they've been hidden away by Padmasambhava. And Padmasambhava is the guru principle, the transforming and transfiguring principle. Padmasambhava hides away teachings, catalysts, inspirations, if you like, in places, in dimensions where they can remain for hundreds, even thousands of years until they are needed. And then they will be taken out. And those who take them out are the Turtons, who are believed to be emanations of Padmasambhava himself. This is the tradition. This is the story. This is the Nyingma teaching. So what does this mean? It means that even Padmasambhava cannot do all the work. The Buddha, as it were, proclaims the teaching in a more general sort of way. Padmasambhava causes it to penetrate into the depths of the psyche, causes it to transform the archetypes of the collective unconscious. But even Padmasambhava cannot do it once and for all. Situations change, circumstances change, teachings need to be adapted, so adapters are needed. New versions of the teaching are needed, adapted to particular and specific circumstances. This is what the dharmas represent. They represent the principle of transformation, adapted to very specific, concrete circumstances right in the here and now. This is what the Turton represent. The Turtons represent the application of the transforming principle to particular circumstances, specific conditions, right here and now in the present. The Turtons are the inspirations which come to us in the present for our present guidance in accordance with the general principles of the teachings, both in its visionary and also its transforming aspects. So that's Urgyen Sangharakshita Bhante on the meaning of the Turton, the treasure finder, and the meaning of dharma. It's an unsurpassed explanation. So let us meditate deeply on Guru Padmasambhava. Let's take inspiration from Guru Padmasambhava. Let's attain union with Padmasambhava and discover the dharma in the very depths of this life and world, the profound dharma for here and now.